They said it was over, but heaven had another plan. In a quiet village nestled in southern Italy, a young woman named Maria Lombardi was known for her gentle smile and deep devotion to the Virgin Mary. Every evening, no matter how tired she was, she would kneel before a small statue of Our Lady and whisper, "Be my mother, as you were to Jesus." One winter night, tragedy struck. While returning home from visiting her grandmother, Maria's carriage was hit by a cart on a steep road. The impact threw her into a stone wall. Villagers rushed to her side, only to find her motionless, her breathing gone. She was taken to the small hospital nearby where doctors tried desperately to save her, but after long hours, they pronounced her dead.
I'm sorry, she's gone.
Her mother clutched her lifeless hand and cried out, "Holy Mother of God, please don't take my child." As grief filled the room, someone whispered, "Let us pray the rosary." The family, friends, and nurses knelt together in tears, their voices trembling through each Hail Mary. As they prayed, the lights in the small hospital room flickered softly. A gentle fragrance, like roses, filled the air. Then, as the final decade of the rosary ended, something extraordinary happened. Maria's fingers twitched, her lips began to move, and in a faint voice she said, "The Lady is here." Her mother gasped and held her close. Slowly, Maria's eyes opened, shining with a light that no one could describe. "She stood beside me," Maria whispered, dressed in white, with stars at her feet. She told me, "Your time is not yet. Go back and remind them that prayer moves heaven." Within hours, her heartbeat was strong again. By morning, the doctors confirmed what they could not explain. Her crushed ribs were healed, her pulse steady, her lungs clear. They called it a medical impossibility. Maria lived, but she was no longer the same. She spent the rest of her life caring for the sick and teaching children to pray the rosary. Many said that when she prayed, that same fragrance of roses would fill the air. When she was asked about her miracle, Maria would smile softly and say, "Heaven is never far, but we must call out in faith. The Lady always comes to those who pray."
The night was quiet, the kind of silence that feels almost sacred. In room 304 of St. Gabriel's Hospital, Thomas Bennett lay weak and alone, listening to the faint hum of machines beside him. The clock read 11:53 p.m., 7 minutes to midnight, 7 minutes before heaven would speak. Thomas had once been a man of faith, a voice in the church choir, a husband, a father, a believer. His Bible was worn from years of reading. His prayers once filled the house like music. But somewhere along the way, he stopped listening. God had called him many times, through blessings, through warnings, through whispers of grace. But Thomas had grown deaf to heaven's voice. When his wife asked him to pray together, he said, "Later." When his pastor reminded him of forgiveness, he said, "Not now." When his little son asked, Daddy,
do you think Jesus is watching us?"
Thomas smiled but said nothing. The calls came again and again, but Thomas was too busy, too proud, too certain that life was in his control, until the night the car crashed. In one moment, everything shattered. His wife, his child, his world. He screamed at God that night, not in prayer, but in rage. "Why did you take them from me?" And when no answer came, he decided God was gone. Years passed. His heart hardened. His prayers turned to silence, but heaven never stopped calling. Now lying in that hospital bed, his body frail, his spirit worn, Thomas heard it again, faint, gentle, like a heartbeat deep in the night. "Thomas."
Thomas!
He opened his eyes. The room was dim, but a soft light shimmered near the window. A familiar presence filled the air, warm, calm, pure. "Thomas," the voice whispered again. "I've called you many times. I called you in your joy. I called you in your grief. I called you when you were angry, When you were lost, I never stopped. Tears slid down his cheeks. I ignored you, he whispered. I turned away. The light grew brighter, like the morning sun breaking through clouds. My child, the voice said, you never left my sight. I was there in every tear. I was there in every silence. But tonight, I call you for the last time. Thomas felt warmth flood his chest, peace unlike anything he'd known. His breathing slowed. His heart softened. He closed his eyes and whispered, I hear you now, Lord.
I hear you, Lord. I'm coming home.
The machines fell silent. And for the first time in years, Thomas's face was calm. His lips curved in a peaceful smile. When the nurse entered moments later, she froze. The air in the room glowed faintly, as if the light hadn't yet faded. And outside, as the sun rose, the church bells began to ring, softly, beautifully, as if heaven itself were welcoming a soul home.